Hi, this is Marcel of Marcel on Tech, and today we are talking about a new genre of mobile tech and technology, which I wanted to cover, which is a smartwatch. And today we're talking about the Mobvoi Ticwatch 5 Pro. Oh, bit of a mouthful. This, to be fair, is probably one of the best competitors to what is my favorite Samsung watch and to all the other mid to high-end watches. And I wanted to find out and tell you whether you should genuinely consider this over some of the bigger brand names, okay? Let's get into it. Okay, so what I am gonna do is I'm gonna run through the operations of the watch and what my perspective of using this was as well. So let's take a little look at the design. Okay, so here we have the packaging for the Mobvoi, and as you can see, it is running Wear OS by Google. It's got all the latest fandangled Google Wear OS operating system, and it updated as soon as I got it out the box. This is what the box looks like. Now, interestingly, this sticker was actually on the reverse on the heart sensor. Didn't realize for a day. It was giving me very odd outputs. So when I realized I had to take that off, that was a big difference. Otherwise, inside the box, you get some paperwork, you get some cables, and of course, it is a magnetic charger as well. So inside the box, you actually get this rather odd looking, but fairly good magnetic charging device. Now, it is unfortunately not there for a wireless charging device, but in fairness to this, it does charge very quickly. In around 40 minutes, I can have nearly 80%. In just under an hour is completely recharged, which is actually super duper good and actually better than my Galaxy watch as well. So we'll put that to one side and let's take a little look at the watch itself. Okay, so here is the watch itself, and the first thing you're going to notice is this panel here. This panel is actually one of two screens that sits in this watch, and it is very useful. It's one of the unique features of this watch, and only Casio do this also, which is that this is an ultra reflective, very, very low energy screen that actually means that the battery on this thing is brilliant. It does last 3 to 4 days, and I've got all the sensors switched on. So this is super duper clever. Now, as soon as you touch the screen, it does take you to a regular screen whereby you can obviously have all your complications, as they call them, with relative health data and all that kind of stuff. It is Wear OS, so the versatility is massive. Now, it also comes with, as you can see from here, it comes with a spinning bezel and one push button here as well. And there is the microphone as well. So to take a little walk around, I have the very unique colored Ticwatch sandstone color, which I actually really rather like. All the ones I'm seeing on YouTube are the black ones, which I find very, very boring. This is a sandstone, kind of like a gold color, to be honest, and I really like it. Now, this bezel around the side doesn't actually rotate, it doesn't move, but it looks like a bezel. So design-wise, it's actually very nice. The weakest part of this is probably the band, which is a soft feel band, but it does feel cheap. But otherwise, it is, most importantly, comfortable on the wrist. Now, I have quite slim wrists, so as you can see, this watch literally is almost the complete diameter of my wrist, so it consumes all of it. But I like that very much. It fits very well, and it is comfortable on my wrist. Now, in terms of if we were to take it off and have a little look at the design and do a bit of a walk around. So the front screen, as you can see, is very bright. It's a lovely AMOLED screen. It's really, really bright. It works very well. I'm in a sunny environment, so I do need this to work very, very well in bright environments. It automatically asks you to install a screen lock, which does help to protect. Now, you've got on the side here this fantastic bezel with a little red perimeter, and it is very, very useful as a scroll wheel. So we unlock it to get into it, and then we're going to use this to actually scroll through the options. Now, the first thing I want to show you is that there are a lot of Mobvoi things. So Mobvoi treadmill, one tap measurement. You've then got tick barometer, tick breath, and on and on. There are 10 individualized apps just pre-built into the phone, the watch, when you get it out the box. I didn't even use some of these. For example, Tic Zen, it's okay. Tic Sleep is good. It gives you quite a lot of information. However, in the week and a bit that I've been using this, reliability has been a problem. It will sometimes say that I've woken. For example, here it says last night I woke up at 20 to 2 and then didn't get back to sleep until 2:15. I have no memory of that. That may be the case. But I have no memory of that whatsoever. So I don't actually remember being physically awake, but perhaps the watch thought that I actually was. Nonetheless, these apps are very, very useful, very functional, but there is a glitch, and I'll show you what that is. That symbol down there, there's two symbols, in fact. The little dot indicates that there is a notification of some description, in which case I can just swipe up, and there are my notifications. But if you were to see very sharply that there is also a little phone indicator, according to this, I'm still on the phone, but now I've got this screen problem. So this is a glitch. This is new. This is actually only happening as of the last 2 days. But there is a glitch with the phone app, which is that if I'm on the phone, what it doesn't do is it doesn't hang up the call when the other person hangs up. So where you get the option of the red button to hang up the call, I have to do that manually. If I don't do that manually, it maintains the call in the background and still has the call timer as well. So I don't understand why that is. That's quite a serious glitch. I don't think I'm on the phone with the other person because the other person's rung off, but that is definitely something I've had a reoccurring problem with every time I've had a phone call, and that's been an issue for me. So that's an ongoing issue. And of course, as you can see, I got a complete blank screen when I try and click on the quick link to the last phone call. So there's a glitch which will probably be fixed or remedied with a software update. Otherwise, what have I been using it for? Well, the GPS tracking is very good. As you can see, it's quite aggressive at switching the screen off very, very quickly, especially when it's not on your wrist. So in order to save battery, it will kill the screen very, very quickly and go to the standard reflective screen there that is really, really low energy, which is fantastic. But when you're not wearing it, it does aggressively kill the screen on. However, it has been very, very good in terms of, there's a very odd hand wash timer thing there. That's not seen that before, but some people need that perhaps. But otherwise, in terms of functionality, it is very quick. It is using the W5 Gen 1 chip, which is very quick. It's really quick to open notifications, to notify me of notifications. The haptic engine in here is very, very good. I really like it. I actually somewhat prefer it over my Galaxy Watch 4. And the notifications it gives me are timely, very quick, and very well put together. And I can respond because, of course, it's got the Google keyboard on there. So that is very, very easy to use. So I've been very impressed with this watch. The fast charging is particularly useful because it is, as I say, a magnetic click on. So if we show that here, that will only go on that way around. It snaps on like so. It will notify you when it's plugged in that it's charging. So, and there, of course, on the reverse, we've got all of the heart rate sensors, and it does do blood oxygen levels as well, which do seem to be very accurate. So it has been very, very useful. It's a little bit plasticky on the back here, and this casing is definitely more plastic than metal. But as a result of that, it is lighter and more comfortable on your wrist. So I've been actually pleasantly surprised by this watch, actually. Is it worth the price range that is similar to the Samsung devices and or the Apple? Maybe. They've got glitches clearly in their software that needs to be addressed, but this device over the Ticwatch Pro 3, they missed out the 4 for some reason, is definitely much closer in terms of quality, particularly because the software and the battery life is optimized. The GPS works really well. It won't work as well as a Garmin, let's say, but it does work well enough for the average individual. One of the issues that I did have with it for exercise is one of my chosen sports, apart from paddle, is CrossFit. And when you go into the health app, what is quite annoying is you have 100 different sporting activities that you can choose from. So if I want to start a workout, then if you are doing any one of these activities, and they are literally alphabetized because we're talking about 100 plus exercises that you can put into it, including bungee jumping, bouldering, chest expansions, commando crawl. But you can't, for example, just put that you're about to do CrossFit. You can set in high intensity interval training, but you have to input each and every exercise. And for me, that was very silly because most people are just going to want to start a workout. Should be in some sort of generic setting where, of course, you can find treadmill or something like that. But if you're doing some form of CrossFit or multiple circuit training, there isn't any category in order for you to do that, which is quite annoying, to be honest. So we just got motocross, you've got mountain climbing, off-road vehicling. I mean, there is a huge number of things that you can preset for this device. So it is really, really meeting more than, I would say, perhaps the Samsung Watch. But for some reason, it doesn't yet have CrossFit or circuit training, which is, for me, very, very annoying. However, nonetheless, you've got tug of war there as well, which is quite interesting. Nonetheless, it is a good watch. And of course, becoming Wear OS, you've got lots and lots of choices when it comes to watch faces. So you can obviously create your own, or you can use the pre-built ones there as well. So give an example, there's lots and lots of very cool looking watch faces, and you'll always have the general one there that is an incredible battery saver that will come up when we do that there. So this watch overall has been impressive. Is it worth the 360 euros? I would say no. Wait for it to come down in price. It will need some updates as well, software-wise, but otherwise, it is a very good watch that could compete with some of the older Samsung watches, but maybe not some of the Samsung 6, which has got all the latest gadgets and gizmos, and it's in this kind of price range. But it is a viable option that is getting better and better, and that's what we want. Competition for the big brands that will meet their level of capability and hopefully go beyond it. The battery life is, however, a massive redeeming feature for this watch. So, hope you enjoyed this, hope you got some value. If you've got any questions or you're thinking about getting one, then just put your comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye-bye for now.